right, welcome to round 3 of the Great Lakes ProAm series. We did qualifying a little earlier. Welcome to Lake Erie Speedway. Appreciate everybody coming out today, especially these drivers and the fans. Should be a good one. And everybody could please rise. We're going to play the Canadian National Anthem, followed by the American National Anthem. All right. Both of them were playing on the live stream, everybody. Just a little bit of a hiccup here. So it's one of those learning processes through all this, but everything was playing on the live stream, so we did not forget the Friends of the North. Andrew Shorkey, we did not forget you. It was playing on the live stream. It was. Promise.
Alrighty, so thank you very much for joining us, everyone, and we're going to go ahead left to right here, introducing you all of the drivers for the round 3 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series. So starting first, we got Kevin Madden. Tom Perner. Daniel Malvazio, Andrew Shorkey, Xander Nappy, Fred Maybach, Casey Rodriguez, Aaron Spiegel, Jacob Lobenstein, Matt Monkalian, Troy Manners, Kevin Ferraro, and Elliott Rose. So there you have it, guys. Your top 16 with missing a couple, but there you have it.
Yeah, we had a couple drivers either wreck or have some issues. So, but there's your round 3. Kevin Madden from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was our top qualifier with a score of 94. And he took home $500 as a top qualifier plus a $100 bonus from Nathan Sell Photography. So $600 total for being the top qualifier round 3. All right, as we were saying earlier, Brian O'Connor, longtime Drift Pony driver and Team Vacation team member. Kevin Madden was a top scorer of 94. Aaron Spiegel had an 89. Troy Manners had an 88. Andrew Shorkey had an 86. Fred Maybach had an 86. Kevin Ferraro with an 86. Jacob Lobenstein with an 82. Tom Perner with an 82. Daniel Malvazio with an 82. Matt Monkalian with an 81. Elliott Rose with a 79. Casey Rodriguez with a 76. And Xander Nappy with a 71. We did have Brian Bubash take a qualifying run, but he did get a zeroed out, and ended up breaking his car. So, we had a lot of other cars break during practice or on their way here. A lot of issues, but we have 3 bye runs here, and
the bracket shows the bye runs.
as you can see on the screen here, Kevin Madden will be the first run, but he will have a bye run, but he does have to make a lap.
So really, the goal when you have a bye run is pretty much just to go out, do a clean lap, and you've pretty much moved yourself up to the next bracket. So that is the advantage to having a bye run. Obviously, you're not chasing and leading where there's going to be room for error. You're just trying to go out, have a clean lap, and kind of move yourself up in the brackets there. So hopefully Kevin Madden goes out, does a nice clean lap, and we'll keep him moving here. Just want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors here tonight that help make this possible. Pro Waste Services, Boosted Bulbs. There's so many others. We'd be up here for hours announcing them all, but we got Link ECU here. That's a big part of
Going for a $7,500 purse. First place $3,750, second place $1,500, third place $1,000, fourth place $750, fifth place is $500. Top 6 will get a case of oil from Lictus Oil and Propane. Callahan Sharp Cuts did the trophies, which are amazing trophies. The top 3 will get a trophy underneath the arch for the season.
So what the judges will be looking for throughout the competition, they're going to be looking at line, angle, style, commitment, fluidity. So these are all very important aspects, which is going to be determining factors on how the judges are going to get their scores for everyone today. So starting up, we got Kevin Madden in the burnout box right now. He's gonna, get those tires nice and hot, bring it out on track, and hopefully lay down a lap just as impressive as he has for his first 2 qualifying runs here. We had 2 extremely good laps come out of him. He did really well, and we're excited to see what he's gonna put down now.
Yeah, and I mean, he honestly doesn't need to really do anything crazy, but we'll see what he does for the fans here. I really don't think he's got to go all in, but we'll see what he does here.
Right, I think it's important right now to just be conservative, not beat up the car, and just kind of mentally prepare yourself for competition, really, for when you're going to be chasing and leading. Looks like he's still throwing it pretty hard, even though it's a bye run. I mean, he's way out there in outer zone 1. Bringing it down to the touch and go. He's staying consistent, just as he was with qualifying run 1 and 2. So that's real cool to see. He's still coming out here and putting on a great show for everyone.
I think he's trying to prove a point here.
I think so.
Number 1 qualifier, and he's saying, "Hey, come get me, guys."
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome lap. Wow. I tell you, he really does have incredible car control. He is definitely comfortable behind the wheel, that Nissan 240, the LS powered 240. He definitely knows what to do to get that car to do what he wants it to. Looks like we got a one more time for that bye run. We're gotta have a one more time.
Yeah, and as Brian was saying, the judging will be based on the lead driver. Will be judged on their line, angle, style, and is it a chaseable run or not. And the chase driver will be judged on proximity and ability to adapt to the lead driver. So next up, we have Tom Perner going up against Dan Malvazio. Tom Perner from Jackson, Michigan. Dan Malvazio from Slatington, Pennsylvania. Ford Mustang versus BMW E36.
This will definitely be an interesting run to watch. 2 completely different cars set up very differently, and 2 very different driving styles as well. So very excited to see how these gentlemen put on this show for us.
And yeah, it'll be interesting because, I mean, during qualifying, Tom was the only one out there, so he had definitely a different approach to outer zone 1. So we'll see what he does with the lead here. Will Dan chases.
And they're off. Tom Perner getting it sloppy right there. Let's see how he does. Throwing it, wow. Dragging the bumper right off in outer zone 1. Getting real comfortable with that wall. Coming down to the touch and go. Looks like they got great proximity. Real clean tandems. Looking like they're doing really well. Lots of tire smoke coming from Tom.
Kind of drove through the inner front clip there, but Dan Malvazio doesn't really. His chase, he wasn't really able to close the gap at all. He closed the gap going into outer zone 1, but kind of widened it the rest of the run. So we'll see what the judges think about that.
Right, and I think this is another one of those things where it's like, who's making more power and who's giving it more juice. It could just be that, but we'll see what the judges think of that run, and we'll see how Tom does chasing.
And as we had a little break here while we're getting ready to switch chase to lead. TireStacks.com is going to give $250 to first place, $100 to second, $100 to third. And they've done that each round, so they'll be doing it again today. Boosted bulbs, 30% off an order for the winner for each round. And Link ECU is going to give a Prospect ECU to the top 3 in the final points. So very, very big on top of that for the top 5 going for a points fund of $5,500 for the total 4 rounds. So one more round after this.
So just as AJ said, you know, there really is a lot these guys are competing for. You know, it's not like they're coming out here for you know, $100 if they win. I mean, we're talking big money here. You know, we're talking buying, you know, a serious amount of tires, good amount of fuel. You know, getting yourself out here to keep competing. You know, and that's certainly an advantage of what we're doing here at Lake Erie Speedway.
All right, we'll see how Dan Malvazio does for his lead run and Tom Perner in his chase.
Already into outer zone 1, looks like they're doing real good, keeping some decent proximity there. Into the touch and go.
It's into the touch and go, pretty smooth.
Yeah, they tightened it up quite a bit there at the end. Coming into outer zone 2.
So both chase runs, there's a little bit of a gap between both of the chase runs, I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not the judge here, but there's definitely, well, Tom just closes up right there in outer zone 3, so he must have us on his radio in his car or something.
Yeah, I'd say he closed it up pretty good there in outer zone 3. You know, that's obviously a pretty important thing that the judges are looking for is that proximity. So it's you know, it's very important to keep the cars nice and tight, keep the lines, you know, chaseable, and you know, use all the angle. It's all, you know, important things.
Now we wait on the toughest jobs here, the 3 judges. They had an easy judge on the first run. As we're sitting here waiting on the results here, Drift Pony schedule started way back in March. You know, but here September 2nd through the 4th is Fall Mats Erie plus round 4 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am series. Got some drivers coming back that were, you know, here are a couple other rounds, you know, for that round. But there'll be probably pretty close to 170 cars here for Fall Mats Erie, and if not more. It's a great 3-day event. If you're watching the live stream and you haven't been out here, definitely make your way out here. And we have to remember this. If you think you're buying a spectator pass to a Mats Erie event or a drifting event at Lake Erie Speedway, that includes you being able to go into the pit area. So there's a lot of forms of motorsports that you don't get that option. You know, you don't. If you're a spectator, you're not able to go in the pit area. Well, the drifting events are different here, and it's definitely worth the money. And for these events, 12 and under is always free. So great kids event.
Yeah, and that's absolutely worth it in itself. You know, to be able to go into the pits, talk to the drivers, kind of get an idea, you know, for how they have their cars set up, what car they would recommend, what they would do differently when they started. You know, that's invaluable information. I mean, it's information everyone wishes they could have when they start up.
And we have a split decision here for this. One more time for Tom Perner and Malvazio. One more time. These drivers, it's looking like they'll probably go back to their pit, and we'll have the next battle come out. They'll check over their cars, tires, and they'll be back out here for here in a little bit. Next up, we have Andrew Shorkey from Barrie, Ontario, and Xander Nappy from Syracuse, New York.
Yeah, he's got 5 minutes until his next battle.
Tom Perner and Dan Malvazio have 5 minutes before their next battle, so we'll move on to the number 4 versus number 13 seed.
Andrew Shorkey and Xander Nappy.
Andrew Shorkey versus Xander Nappy. The powerful Corvette versus the BMW M3.
This is going to definitely be an interesting one to watch because obviously Andrew has so much more power. So it's going to be cool to see him contain that power as he chases a car with probably a third of the horsepower. From what I understand, Xander Nappy had another car, and I'm not sure if he had motor troubles or what, but he's got this car out here, and he was out there more than anyone during like the practice intermission time in between qualifying and the runs now, and looks like he's getting more and more comfortable and more confident with that car. So excited to see what he could do out here against Andrew.
And I give him all the credit in the world. We talked during qualifying about Xander, give him all the credit in the world for even coming out and just continuing to attempt, because losing your primary car, you could just call it quits, and he's still here, and I definitely think the chase run's going to be interesting because, like you said, trying to harness that power from Shorkey. But we'll see what happens here, and they're off in the outer zone 1.
Looking like Xander's having a little bit of trouble breaking the car loose, getting it into drift, but he's got it now. He's holding some decent angle. Coming into outer zone 2. Yeah, it's looking like he might be having a little bit of car trouble there.
I think he's trying to figure out, how to chase the power, and I think, Shorkey definitely can go way up on that bank, and I don't know if Xander could get all the way up there with that and hold it.
Yeah, that is where power is a benefit. I mean, especially up in that big bank, you need to have the power and the wheel speed to be able to do something like that, where you're getting up into the bank. So, we'll see what the judges come up with that one.
And here's the thing: roles are reversed now, so Xander's probably not going to be as close to the wall, and we'll see what Andrew Shorkey can do with the chase run here, and Xander with the lead. We'll see what happens.
Alrighty, so here we go. Xander's going to lead. Andrew's going to follow. Let's see what they can put out for us. Alrighty, it looks like Xander's doing a pretty good job carrying it into outer zone 1 here. Down into the touch and go. Just barely misses the touch and go. Doesn't really stretch it out enough. Coming into outer zone 2.
Definitely hear that Corvette trying to back off, and but Xander's giving it all he's got.
Right, absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, he's hitting the zones, and you got to give him that. And it's Shorkey's job to adjust to the lead run. So he definitely, I think made some decent adjustments. He had to.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome, as I like to say. I'm sure it's, as we discussed, I'm sure it's certainly not easy to harness all that power. I mean, he just gives a little bit of gas, and that car just takes off like a rocket ship. So you really got to be kind of graceful with the gas pedal when you're chasing a lower horsepower car like that.
And I think, as you can see right there, they just came through outer zone 3. Shorkey definitely had to play catch up a little bit, but it looks like unanimous. The win goes to Andrew Shorkey. For Andrew Shorkey with the win. And I don't think there's anything against Xander, but I think his chase was probably just a little bit off. His lead wasn't awful. It wasn't that bad. But I definitely think the chase run kind of hurt him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. You know, it's certainly not easy to keep up with a car with that kind of power. I mean, don't think I could do it in my car. I wouldn't expect someone to be able to do it in theirs. I mean, unless if you have, you know, a very similar setup car, it's gonna be hard to compete with Andrew. Next up on track, it looks like we're gonna have Fred Maybach and Casey Rodriguez. This should be a pretty good. This should be a pretty good one for everyone to watch here. We got a LS powered 350Z and the turboed BMW here.
Oh, geez, did I mess up? All right, Fred Maybach from Silver Creek, New York, and Casey Rodriguez from Fremont, Ohio. Fred Maybach from Team Life Ruiner, Casey Rodriguez from Yeet Fleet. Fred Maybach was our 2021 tandem competition champion, and Casey Rodriguez finished third. So definitely two pretty good experienced drivers when it comes to the competitions here at Lake Erie Speedway. We'll see how they do here.
Keeping pretty tight proximity there on outer zone 1. Wow, coming real close there. Oh. Just barely avoiding collision there. I mean, and this is such an important thing, you know, what as drivers, you need to know when to you need to know how to avoid an accident, really. I feel like that's a very important part of drifting, you know. You have the car sideways, you juice it a little bit too much, it spins out. You know, you're putting a lot of trust in the people that are behind you to figure out what they have to do in order to take the safest course of action there to avoid a, you know, what could be a serious collision, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely got to be comfortable who you're driving with. And I mean, I know going into the competitions, you know, you think everybody's pretty experienced, you know, but you never know. You never know because it could be new people you're going against. You don't know how experienced they actually are. But I think the judges, I don't know if they were looking at to see if Casey Rodriguez caused anything there, but I didn't see anything that he would have caused. But that's their decision, not mine.
Alrighty, so now Casey Rodriguez is going to lead us. Fred Maybach is going to be chasing. Casey throws. Oh! Casey really riding up on that wall. Had a little bit of collision with the wall. Looked like might have straightened out. Coming into the touch and go, and then out into outer zone 2.
And really, Casey just needs a leadable chase, you know, a chaseable lead, you know, here. But a little bit of separation there, and I don't know what the judges are going to have to say about here. But, you know, he filled out the zones here. See what happens. I don't know if he straightened out there in outer zone 1 or not.
Looks like Casey hit that wall pretty good. That bumper looks to be folded under those over fenders pretty decently there. So
as you can see on that replay that you're watching, when Casey Rodriguez hit the wall, I mean, he kind of snapped back and almost straightened it out, but I don't think he really lost drift per se.
Yeah, I think the judges will have to watch the replay a couple times to determine whether or not he was in drift the whole time. For those of you that are, interested in trying to learn how to drift, something great that we offer here at Lake Erie Speedway is a drift clinic. So, if you haven't seen the advertisements for that, you can certainly look right on the Drift Pony page, and we list out all of our events there when we're having them, the duration of them and things of that matter.
And it's one more time between Maybach and Rodriguez. So obviously both lead runs weren't, I don't think, weren't deemed chaseable. Obviously, I think that's the only thing that we could figure out here. And the one more time run, Tom Perner versus Dan Malvazio coming up next. And Tom Perner's coming right out, not even warming the tires up. And I think he changed his tires. Tom Perner will be the lead car here with Dan Malvazio in chase on their one more time run.
Some great proximity there into outer zone 1 as they come here into the touch and go. Let's see where they're at. Wow, they're really holding great proximity on this run. This is gonna be a good one for the judges.
Definitely closer than the last run was.
Into outer zone 2 really well. Both of them very good on the front clipping point there, and then out into outer zone 3. Let's see, this is usually where everyone starts to pinch up on each other here. Wow, that was a great run. Great run by both, Tom and Dan. I mean, that was, they put on a great show for everyone. I mean, it was a really good chase run, really good lead run. He set a great line for Dan to follow him, and we'll see when we do when we swap them out. We do Dan leading and Tom chasing, how they do.
I'm not sure. Looking at the replay here, I know the lead run, I mean, Tom was in the outer zone 2 there, but I don't know as far as 3. I don't know if he really filled that out, but he barely in there at the end. But we'll see how the chase goes for Perner and the lead goes for Malvazio. As you can see over there on the Coca-Cola Budweiser sign, those 3 cones, 1, 2, 3 cones, they have to initiate by that 3rd cone going into outer zone 1. So we'll see how this run goes.
And both drivers are off. Looks like Dan's leaving a little bit of gap on Tom there. As they come down to a touch and go, I think Tom will start to squeeze up on him a little bit. Yep. Into outer zone 2.
Definitely got to get up on him to chase.
Right.
A little bit closer proximity here.
Let's see how close we get with outer zone 3 here. I feel like this is where Tom's real comfortable. Yep, closes the gap right up on Dan. They come out lots of tire smoke and great proximity. That was an awesome run to watch. I really like to watch everyone on outer zone 3 there. I feel like that's where everyone kind of gets the car set right where they want it, and they're able to really dial it in, kind of get right up on the other driver's door.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll see what the three judges have to say here after this one more time battle. Just a reminder, after the competition is over, we will be having a little reset of the course, but then we'll go into a jam session. Hopefully all the competition drivers stick around. We've got a few more that showed up here to have some fun. But then about 9:30 or so, we'll be shooting some fireworks off during the jam session. So hopefully you guys stick around and get, if you guys are hungry, thirsty, get some food from the Rusty Wheel. But and as if you're watching this live stream, and hanging out with us from your home or your tablet or something somewhere, just remember we were planning on going till 11 o'clock tonight, but we'll see how many tires are left after all this, and times listed are subject to change as always. But if you still want to come out and have a good time, we'll be drifting for a good amount of time. And the win goes to Dan Malvazio for the win. Dan Malvazio for the win.
Okay, so coming up the grid is going to be Casey Rodriguez and Fred Maybach for their one more time battle. So we're excited to see what kind of laps they're going to put down for this one more time, and we'll see who moves up in the bracket.
Yeah, I think we're waiting to do that one more time before we go to the other side of the bracket, starting with Aaron Spiegel, since he only has a bye run here. But we're going to finish one side of the bracket first. One more time run, Fred Maybach lead. Casey Rodriguez will be in chase. See how this run goes. Each driver had a little bit of issue on their lead runs the last time.
Looks like Dan's getting right up on that wall in outer zone 1.
Fred coming to the touch and go here.
Into the touch and go, and then out into outer zone 2. Fred's doing a real good job staying consistent.
Rodriguez is trying to get good proximity on his chase, but here we go, outer zone 3, where everybody picks up, and he's doing pretty much the same. So Fred's lead run was definitely a little better. I don't know if it was a little bit of anger for spinning out on his first one, but well, I'm sure he'll take that lead run, and hopefully the judges, for his sake, like his lead run there.
Alrighty, so we got the okay from the booth here to send the cars. Let's see. Casey Rodriguez is going to be leading us with Fred Maybach chasing. Looking like they got some great proximity already into outer zone 1. Casey Rodriguez a little bit higher up on the bank than Fred. Into the touch and go, looking real good. And then out into outer zone 2. Let's see if they can tighten up that proximity a little bit.
Still about the same gap for both of them on both of their lead versus their chase runs.
Right.
See if Fred can close it up here, but I don't think he closed it up like Casey did on the last run.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the determining factor right there. You know, whether or not you close up that gap. You know, like we've discussed, it looks like in outer zone 3 that really is prime time for closing up that gap.
And I mean, then again, it goes back to the lead driver filling out all the zones too. So I mean, which one filled out all the zones? I think they both had issues with one, maybe more Fred than Casey, but maybe vice versa.
Now we're going to wait for the judges to make their decisions on who's going to move up in the bracket. Should have that here soon.
As we're waiting for that decision, you know, good thank you goes out to the media. You know, these Erie events and the Drift Pony events, you know, probably, you know, with that wouldn't grow as much maybe if it wasn't there for their help, you know. So let's see. And the win goes to Fred Maybach versus Casey Rodriguez. So Fred Maybach got the win, and we'll move on. So yeah, good thank you goes out to all the media for helping us grow these events, and definitely appreciate you all. Safety teams, appreciate you guys. You know, always being here for the drivers. The flag wavers, you know, down there on the track. You know, the Drift Pony staff, the Great Lakes ProAm staff, you know, definitely appreciate everybody down there helping us out. And everybody up here in the tower behind the scenes.
Right now, we got Aaron Spiegel on track in his Corvette. This is going to be a bye run, so you know, similar to our first bye run, all he's looking to do is just lay down a clean lap, and then we're going to take it from there.
Now let's see if he does the same as Kevin Madden did on his bye run. It looks so... Wow. He really tried to flick it in there pretty hard. Guess these guys have got to remember, you know, it's a bye run. You don't got to go all in here, but see what he does here for the fans and everybody watching at home or on your tablets, on your boats, or Joe Sandstone on your jet ski. Who knows? You know, if you're watching your phone or out there in the water. But nice little bye run by Aaron Spiegel from Bowling Green, Ohio.
I gotta say, even watching Aaron in practice, I mean, he really does know how to throw that car around. Does really, really well.
Next up will be Jacob Lobenstein versus Matt Monkalian. Jacob Lobenstein from Gloversville, New York, and Matt Monkalian from Lakeview, New York. Lobenstein's going to the burnout box first. Jacob Lobenstein. Lobenstein. We will get it right, Jake.
So this is going to be a pretty interesting run between these two drivers, being that Matt, you know, has probably, I don't know, maybe half the horsepower that Jake's got in that pink, what is that, S14? Yeah, I think it's an S14. So it's gonna be real interesting. You know, we keep running into these things where it's like, you know, one driver with significantly less power than the other, and like I said, it all comes down to how the car's set up and how comfortable they are and how they run their lines. And they're off. Looking like. Oh, not sure
I
what
don't
the
know
judge
if
is
he
going
lost
to do about that.
drift
right
there or not. I don't know if he straightened out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was close.
Yeah, that was close. It's going to be hard to tell whether or not he went out of drift or what.
Tires were still turned, and he was trying to smoke them off. So we'll see what the judges say on that. But was it a chaseable lead run? Who knows?
Got to give a quick shout out to all the homies at Team Vacation.
You guys got a pretty big team, don't you now? I mean,
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, I think we're up to 7 drivers now. You know, we have we're a pretty diversified crew. We got I think we got 3 BMWs, Miata, a 350Z. Trying to think what else we've got. We got RX-7, and then we've got a can't remember what car Brett drives. I know it's a 2JZ powered car, but I can't quite remember what kind of car it is.
the guy with the Miata is probably the most superior of them all, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
All right, let's see what Matt Monkalian does with his lead run here. Big separation there, but I have a Lobenstein will close the gap here.
Very good run by both drivers. Looks like Jake has just about lost his bumper there, so he pushed it throughout the whole course. Wow, look at that. I don't even think it's on the car. Holy Toledo. I can't believe it held on for that long. That's kind of impressive. I wonder if that's a KBD kid. If it is, shout out to Irving, huh?
Let's see what the judges have to say with this battle. I think both drivers did pretty good, but I think that front clip did that bumper in the last time there for Jacob Lobenstein. And the winner goes to Matt Monkalian for the win.
Great job by both drivers. Very excited to see what Matt puts down in his next run here, you know. I mean, all of the cars that are moving up are, you know, pretty much all of them are higher horsepower than his car. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of runs he's going to lay down later tonight.
Troy Manners out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, has a bye run coming up here. He's going in the burnout box.
Got to give a big shout out to Jacob Gettins with ZZX Digital as well. Thanks for watching.
Or from the Canadian friend, ZZX Digital, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
ZZX Digital. Go ahead and give him a follow on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You know, you got to give him a follow, man. He's got lots of good info for people that are, you know, competitive drivers looking to build their portfolio. He's definitely the guy to go to. So, you know, give him a search.
Same as Madden and Spiegel, giving us a good bye run here. And definitely appreciate that. Sure gives off a lot of smoke going in here.
This is by far, I know I've said it 12 times, but this is by far my favorite sounding car on track today. I mean, hearing this turbo light up is like nothing else. It's just unbelievable. Bouncy off rev limiter. What an awesome car.
So, fun fact, Troy Manners has been drifting since he was 12 or 13 years old, so that's pretty impressive. So, I know he brought out a pretty good group here to watch him, and appreciate everybody coming out to watch round 3 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series. A few cars coming down the road here for the jam session later, so filling up the pits here a little bit. All right, we got Kevin Ferraro from North Canton, Ohio versus Elliott Rose from Canton, Ohio. So is this a Canton battle? Is North Canton even close to Canton, Ohio? I don't know. I'm sure it is. But seems like it would be.
Alrighty, Elliott Rose and Kevin Ferraro. Let's see what they can put down for us today. Wow, really running wide into outer zone 1 there. See how they come down to the touch and go. Looks like it's keeping some pretty good proximity.
I don't know what happened on the start there.
Oh, baby. Into outer zone 2. It's looking like they need to tighten up just a bit there. Front clip 1. Oh.
Elliott was over the front clip. Yeah.
Coming out to outer zone 3. It's looking like there's
and two tires off there.
Pretty wide again. Alrighty, so we got our track workers out there resetting the track a little bit. We got a couple cones we got to fix up, and then we're gonna rock and roll with the next run.
And just another shout out to the Drift Pony season schedule here. We're waiting September 2nd through the 4th is Fall Mats Erie, and plus round 4 of the Great Lakes Pro-Am Series. Final round, so we'll find out the champions and the top 5 after that event. And then October 15th and 16th is Smash a Lantern. And it's exactly what it means. We smash pumpkins at the end of Saturday night, hang them on the wall, and everybody tries to smash them off. So it's pretty awesome.
So I'll have to see, AJ. Technically, I'm supposed to be flying back from my honeymoon for Smash a Lantern, but maybe we'll cut a little short and get back here and smash some pumpkins up with the Miata. That'd be kind of fun.
That's completely up to you. If you want to cut your honeymoon short, that's fine. But if you really want to smash your Miata that bad because of the years of headaches it has given you.
Got to show it who's boss, you know. All right, here we go. Elliott Rose leading, Kevin Ferraro chasing. Looking real good. Arizona 1 there. Into the touch and go. Looks like giving good proximity.
Ferraro's having a pretty good chase run here. Right up on the doors of Rose.
He may or may not have straightened out there. I'm not too sure how the judges are going to look into that.
See what the judges come up with here on who won this battle and who moves on.
So as we wait for the judges to make their decisions here, I just want to, reiterate what they are basing the scores off of. It's going to be line, angle, and style. So those are the three most important things. That's kind of how they're, dictating what the score is going to be. So they're just discussing right now what they're going to do about this run, and we should have an answer here shortly for you. Winner card is up. Let's see who gets it. It looks like we got Kevin Ferraro with the win.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
I think the engine is going. Justin Paulus pops the engine. Osbo! Something in the foot, all ditto tire. Chelsea Denofa. Denofa gets the win. The Stampede! Oh! Woo! What did you say?
And your overall champion of 2021, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer.
Hi, Piotr Więcek here. You've probably heard a lot about Link ECU and wonder what makes them so special. I've been using Link for a few years now and run them in all my cars, including even some of the candy machines. Link have never let me down, which is very important in winning battles and championships. They always get the most performance out of my cars, and their motorsport features are world-leading. The products are very user-friendly, and my tuner loves working with them. To find out how Link can help you, I recommend talking to a local Link dealer or visiting their website. See you at the racetrack.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, 'cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
All right, we're back from commercial break. A little bit more time here, waiting for the competitors to get ready to go. Relining outer zone 3 and 2, mostly for the judges and the drivers, so they know where they need to be.
What are they using?
We actually use Sherwin-Williams athletic field paint, believe it or not. It stays on there for a little bit anyways, you know, but it's supposed to wash off, but I don't think it really does. We're going to be almost ready here, so let's go over some things here. If you're just joining us, thank you to our title sponsor of the Speedway, Pro Waste, some Great Lakes ProAm Series sponsors, Tire Stacks, Boosted Bulbs, Link ECU. Definitely a thank you for Formula Drift coming on board, and the top 3 in points receive a Pro Spec license, which is good because Link ECU is gonna give them a Pro Spec ECU, so they don't have that expense moving on. All right. Next up in the burnout box is top qualifier Kevin Madden from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He had a real tough first run, or first battle, by himself. But he's going to go up against points leader Dan Malvazio. Dan was the points leader coming into this round.
This should be a pretty good run here. LS Power 240, and I believe a turboed BMW. So I believe for this one, they probably have pretty similar power numbers, so they should be able to keep a nice, tight, consistent lap here.
Definitely a little bit of a separation in there going in outer zone 1.
Tightening it up pretty well, though.
Let's see if Kevin can keep his good runs going here. Oh, straightened up.
Blew a
What
front
happened
tire
here?
out. So I'm not too sure what happened there. I don't know if he blew a front tire or if the wheel is loose. Looks like we're going to pull off and try to figure out what happened here.
It's seeming like Kevin Madden he took a competition timeout here for possibly a bent tie rod. He doesn't have a ton of time, but hopefully a top qualifier can get everything put back together. Andrew Shorkey from Barrie, Ontario versus Fred Maybach from Silver Creek, New York. A lot of power coming out of Shorkey car and making it a little bit hard for Maybach to stay in chase.
As they come out into outer zone 2 here, we're going to see if they can tighten it up a little bit. Looks like
Which he does, but he might have straightened out. Yeah, Maybach might have straightened on his chase there. See what he does going into outer zone 3. And Shorkey's filling out that outer zone 3 all the way through.
Yeah, Shorkey's got to be a hard car to follow. You know, so much tire smoke, so much speed. Definitely a difficult person to follow. I have to say, you know, from up here in the booth, that's what it looks like. Fred Maybach leading with Andrew Shorkey chasing. Let's see how they do. Into outer zone 1. Looks like they're keeping some pretty good proximity. Into the touch and go. Looks like they're getting closer and closer. Let's see how they come out into outer zone 2.
Seems like Shorkey's got to choke up a little bit there.
Yeah,
his
Shorkey's
chase
got
run.
a little closer. Fred takes off there on the front clip, and then out into outer zone 3. Looking like they're going to get pretty tight.
Pretty tight there on that
yeah.
chase. And Maybach was really close to going over out of zone 3, but I don't think he did there.
Going to be interested to see what the judges come up with for their choice on those runs. Those were you know, some pretty good runs for both drivers.
And unanimous, Andrew Shorkey with the win on that battle. Andrew Shorkey with the win. Again, want to thank everybody for coming out to Great Lakes ProAm Series Round 3 and to Lake Erie Speedway driven by Pro Waste. You know, obviously the fall mat's Erie. There's a lot of cars, about 170, 180 cars for the weekend, which is a really big weekend. And the people who are, you know, watching this, remember, as spectators coming out, it's not like the normal form of motorsports where you can you're stuck to the grandstands. You know, you can go into the pits, you can be close to the cars, you can talk to the drivers the whole time, which is very fan friendly. 12 and under's free. Definitely check us out, LakeErieSpeedway.com, DriftPony.com, and I know Brian was mentioning our drift clinic tomorrow. It's not open to the public, but we do have 25 new or relatively new drivers coming out here to learn more. Next battle, we got Aaron Spiegel from Bowling Green, Ohio versus Matt Monkalian. Monkalian? I'll get these names right. From Lakeview, New York.
And one thing I just want to add quickly, AJ, you know, we do have 170 drivers coming, but there is ample amount of seat time at these events. I mean, you could easily blow through, you know, 14 tires in a weekend, you know, obviously depending on how your car's set up, horsepower, things like that. But I mean, I usually come out with 12 tires to a 3-day event out here, and I'm leaving with maybe 2 if I'm lucky.
Aaron Spiegel taking his lead run into outer zone 1. And Matt Monkalian actually keeping pretty close proximity until the touch and go here. We'll see how he fares going in outer zone 2.
So again, this is an instance where we're having a car chasing that has half the horsepower of that Corvette, but he's still doing a really, really good job. Hopefully he closes it up a little bit here in outer zone 3, and it looks like he's going to. Holding a real good line. I'd say that was a real good run for both drivers. Aaron Spiegel with a great lead run, and Matt with a great chase run. Great job, guys.
Matt and with a few other drivers, the Stern brothers and a couple other drivers. Last weekend they came out to our Crasherama and they put on an exhibition. The crowd loved it. We actually had some fans show up because of that this weekend, you know. So hopefully we're gaining more fans and just by doing little things like that. And they also did crash in Crasherama. They spun out in front of each other, but that's here nor there.
It's all part of the sport, man. All part of the sport.
Yeah, we'll see how Matt Monkalian does on his lead, and Aaron Spiegel on his chase. You know, Aaron's probably going to have to back it down just a little bit so nothing bad happens, you know, but with all that more power that he does have.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a good one to watch. I'm excited for them to send him off here. And they're off. Matt's going to lead us this time. Let's see how he does. Throws it pretty good into outer zone 1 there. It's looking like he's really stretching it out. We're going to come down into the touch and go. Really using the whole track there.
Spiegel with very close proximity on this chase.
It looks like he loses a little bit there in outer zone 2. And then here to the front clipping point. Looks like, wow, he's really pinching up on him. Into outer zone 3. Great proximity from Aaron Spiegel with, you know, keeping it right on Matt's door there.
Wow.
Wow. They got close there. That was a great run, guys.
That might have been one of the better chase runs we've seen so far.
I'd say so. I'd have to say that's probably the best chase run we've seen. Great job.
Now, Brian, maybe you can answer this. Like, these cars, actually, Monkalian and Spiegel, do they have to do a bunch to the front suspension to get all those angles with the front tires? Maybe you can explain a little bit of that.
So it really all comes down to preference. You know, the aftermarket support for these cars is quite incredible. You know, you have companies like FTF, WiseFab, IRP. There's all these different companies where you could, you know, you could find them on, you know, Drift HQ and other websites just like it. And, you know, once you get to a competitive level like this, it's almost imperative to have, you know, a pretty serious angle kit on the car. So that way you could really use the full potential of the vehicle. I think that's, you know, that's very important when you're at this kind of competitive level. I'm not entirely sure what angle kits these guys are running. It would be really cool to maybe have that information for next time, where we kind of describe, what kind of suspension the guys are on, what kind of tires they're running, things like that. But it all comes down to preference. What kind of steer tires they're running, tire pressures, what angle kits they're running, alignment settings. There's so many different things that go into how they're setting up the car for how they want it to drive.
And I'm sure the type of car too. I mean,
right,
it all
absolutely.
depends on what you can do with it.
But the funny thing is, you could find two people that are driving the same car and have them set up completely different. Just they have their car dialed in exactly how they want it.
Appreciate the explanation.
So it looks like the judges are going to review the footage right now. We're just trying to figure out what exactly happened here, and we're going to determine what the score is. So they're just replaying it a couple times up here on the iPads. It's pretty incredible. If you see up here, well, obviously you can't see up here in the booth, but we got probably 5 or 6 iPads that we have constantly running a feed, and we can kind of really tune in on what we want to see with the footage. It's pretty incredible. Looks like they may have come to a decision here. Just hang in tight.
Yeah, I think they were looking back at Spiegel's lead run, I believe.
Looks like Spiegel's going to take the win on that one. Spiegel with the win.
Aaron Spiegel. Judges definitely took their time with that to make the right call. And that's one thing, we did do a competition series last year, 3 rounds. Looked to, get better, and we decided to do the Great Lakes ProAm, the overall group. Everybody decided to do this, and Formula Drift came on board and changes things up a little bit, puts a little bit more pressure on certain positions, and but again, it definitely we'll always get better. We're still learning, but everybody's getting better.
There is always room for improvement, and I think you'll come to see as we go through with the Great Lakes Pro-Am series, we're going to continue to improve. And they're off. So even though Kevin spun out, he still puts on a real good show for us. He really is a team player. We got everyone up here clapping. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out exactly how you want, but he's definitely a good sport about it and continues to put on a good show for us. Dan Malvazio with the win.
I mean, Kevin, he definitely switched that tie rod pretty fast, but it definitely didn't shake out for him being the top qualifier.
And, that could have been something as simple as they didn't have it set right where he had it before, and, the car felt unfamiliar to him, where, it wasn't aligned exactly the same as it was for his first 2 runs there, which he put on a phenomenal show for. But, you really got to appreciate the fact that he came out and just pretty much laid it on limiter and outer zone 3 there to kind of finish off the night for him. All right, up next, we got Troy Manners and Kevin Ferraro. And 1 JZ Power 240SX and a Turbo M50 BMW E36. Really getting it up there on the wall in outer zone 1. Oh, looking like Kevin might have straightened out there.
He lost all sorts of proximity on his chase. I don't know what happened there coming off the bank. I think he's just trying to keep up at this point.
I gotta say, I don't even know how driving behind, that 1 JZ Power 240, how you could even see with the amount of smoke that pours out of that thing. I don't even think he could see. If you look inside the car, there's no way he's seeing where he's driving right now. It's all guesswork at this point.
Got a good spotter, right?
I guess so. He must.
Not even quite sure how you spot that. Left, right,
I don't know. That would be interesting to kind of listen to the radio feed between the two if they do have it set up. Now Kevin Ferraro is going to lead us, and all right, next up, we're going to have Kevin Ferraro leading us and Troy Manners chasing. Should be a real interesting run. Both of them getting real wide outer zone 1 there on the bank. Lots of tire smoke, lots of speed. Coming down into the clipping point. Doing a real good job there in the touch and go. Coming out into outer zone 2. Looking like they're trying to get that proximity set just right. But
real good chase by Manners.
Front clipping point doing real good for both of them. And then out into outer zone 3. Let's see how they squeeze up here. Wow, getting pretty close there with the proximity. Almost tapping at the end there. Holy.
That was a nice lead run and a nice chase. So see what the judges have to say for this battle. I don't know if Ferraro's chase did him any favors.
As you see here on the screen, we're gonna play the replay here, so you kind of get to see the action one more time here. They got real tight there at the end. It's gonna be interesting to see what the judges come up with for the answer.
And unanimous goes to Troy Manners. Troy Manners.
Troy Manners for the win. Alrighty, so we're going to take a minute here to do the commercial break, and we'll be back with all of you shortly.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
I think the engine's going. Justin Pollock pops the engine. Osbo! Something is afoot. All ditto tire. Chelsea to Nofa. Denofa gets the win. The Stampede! Oh! Woo! What is that?
And your overall champion of 2021, registered Norwegian Hammer.
Hi, Piotr Więcek here. You've probably heard a lot about Link ECU and wonder what makes them so special. I've been using Link for a few years now and run them in all my cars, including even some of the candy machines. Link have never let me down, which is very important in winning battles and championships. They always get the most performance out of my cars, and their motorsport features are world-leading. The products are very user-friendly, and my tuner loves working with them. To find out how Link can help you, I recommend talking to a local Link dealer or visiting their website. See you at the racetrack.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
All right, as you can see the bracket on your screen, or actually you can't hear, but unless you're on your phone, but we're gonna have Dan Malvazio versus Andrew Shorkey. Shorkey will be lead first, and then Aaron Spiegel versus Troy Manners, and Aaron Spiegel will be lead first. Fifth place will end up going to Kevin Madden. He'll take home the top qualifier spot of $500 plus $500 for fifth, and $100 from Nathan Cell Photography. Fred Maybach will be home sixth place. He'll get a case of oil from Lictus Oil and Propane. And then we'll see who rounds out the top four. top 16. We'll take 25 signed up, but top 16 will compete for $1,000 on that round. And as you see, Andrew Shorkey from Barrie, Ontario, coming out here for his lead run, and Dan Malvazio from Slatington, Pennsylvania, coming out to chase.
Andrew Shorkey and Dan Malvazio, sure to put on a good show for us here. Into outer zone 1, Andrew Shorkey really dragging the wall there, looking real good.
Both
Lots of
drivers
tires
went up
from
there. A little bit of separation, and Dan Malvazio looks like he's straight in there.
Looks like he might have straightened there.
On the chase. Not
Andrew
sure
gonna
what's going on
continue.
there.
Into outer zone 2, doing real well. Front clipping point, hits it. And out into outer zone 3. Let's see if they could, tighten the proximity there a little bit. Doesn't look like it. Oh. I tell you, what a hard car to follow, man. That thing is just a rocket ship in drift.
Yeah, Dan, as you're watching the replay, he started off pretty high in outer zone 3, and then coming off the bank, he just, I don't know, kind of lost something, and definitely looks like he's straight in there. But that's not on myself or Brian. That's on the judges.
Yeah, but our job is just to have fun up here. The judges have the real job up here. And here they go, into outer zone 1. Looking like Andrew's starting to catch up on him, trying to tighten up the proximity there. Keeping it pretty tight, nice and clean. And outer zone 2. Same thing, keeping it tight, almost on his door. Loses it a little bit. Back on gas and into front clipping point. Very good job by both drivers. Let's see how he does down in outer zone 3.
Definitely mirroring Malvazio pretty well.
That was a great run.
And we're watching the replay here from Dan Malvazio's lead run and Shorkey's chase, waiting on the judges after this replay. We'll see what they come up with.
And the judges haven't made their decision. Looks like Shorkey takes the win.
And I'd probably have to say there was the chase run from Malvazio that probably hurt him.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. Like I said, it's a hard car to keep up with, Andrew Shorkey's.
Aaron Spiegel versus Troy Manners. Aaron Spiegel with lead, Troy Manners to chase to start. And this is based on qualifying, so.
Keeping real tight proximity there. Wow. Oh, I lost it there. So despite what happened in Outer Zone 1 there, should have put on a good show for us in Outer Zone 3 here. Oh, Aaron goes pretty wide. Eating out a bunch of those cones.
I don't know if this was a
That was an interesting
chaseable
run.
lead or, I mean, he was off Outer Zone 3 and what happened in Outer Zone 1. I don't know what the judges are going to say there.
So the judges are going to have to make their decision on that first run there on whether or not that was a good run for the chase driver to be able to chase, and really what happened there. It was kind of a crazy run for both drivers, so we'll have to see what they come up with.
And judges are discussing Spiegel's lead going into Outer Zone 1. Just going over some things here while up in the tower. there on the chase. I think he straightened out, but he definitely lost proximity there. Might have been that smoke.
It very well could have been. You know, that's another thing to consider. You know, while you're already worrying about everything else, you know, you have very limited vision on what's going on in front of you. So, you know, if you're not familiarized with the other person is driving and what line they take and your car, you know, it could almost kind of get dangerous at certain points. You know, if you have like no vision because you know how much tire smoke the car in front of you is making, it's just kind of like driving with your eyes closed.
Waiting on the judges to make their decision up here. Again, appreciate you, everybody coming out. Thank you to the media for all the coverage that you give the events. Thank you to the fire and safety team. And getting ready for the jam session after the competition here with fireworks going on a little later.
Hey, big shout out to Gary at 454 Media. Thank you, Gary. Looks like we're going to have a one more time. Looks like the judges have decided one more time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a wild ride in the drone here through the pits, kind of give you an idea for what kind of setups everyone has. You know, everyone's kind of got a different setup here in the pit. We got some enclosed trailers, some open trailers. We got lots of tires. We got a little bit of tires. Hey, if you see the drone, give it a wave. Got lots of really cool cars here today. It's you know, it's a beautiful day to come out and kill some tires. Really is incredible the you know, the shots that you can get with these drones. It certainly is fascinating. These guys really are talented who are flying these drones, I tell you.
waiting here for Spiegel and Manners. Come back out here. They do have 5 minutes. It looks like Spiegel is changing some tires. And the hood's up on Manners' car back there, but I don't know what's going on.
Check out that new sign. Very, very cool.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
I think the engine is going. Justin Pollock pops the engine. Oppo! Something in the foot, all ditto tire. Chelsea to Nova. Denofa gets the win. The Stampede! Oh! Woo! What is that?
And your overall champion of 2021, Frederick Norwegian Hammer.
Hi, Piotr Więcek here. You've probably heard a lot about Link ECU and wonder what makes them so special. I've been using Link for a few years now and run them in all my cars, including even some of the candy machines. Link have never let me down, which is very important in winning battles and championships. They always get the most performance out of my cars, and their motorsport features are world-leading. The products are very user-friendly, and my tuner loves working with them. To find out how Link can help you, I recommend talking to a local Link dealer or visiting their website. See you at the racetrack.
You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way.
Alrighty, and they're off. Flicking it pretty hard in outer zone 1 here. Great proximity. Coming down into the touch and go. Looks like they still are maintaining excellent proximity. Into outer zone 2. Doing really, really well. Let's see how much they tighten it up in outer zone 3 here. Wow. Great run by both drivers. Phenomenal run. Great job. All right, let's see how they do in this run. If they maintain the same proximity they did the first time, it's going to be a real good run. Looking like they're doing
Kind of look like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're certainly maintaining great proximity. Aaron
Spiegel
Spiegel
lost a little bit on his chase there.
trying to catch up. He's just leaving bus length on him. Then into outer zone 3. Looks like he's not going to be able to close that proximity gap.
That outer zone 2, kind of. He might have got lost in the smoke. Let's see what the judges come up with. Unanimous to Troy Manners for the win. Troy Manners for the win. We got a little 5-minute break here. TireStacks.com is going to give $250 for first, $100 for second, $100 for third. Boosted bulbs 30% off. to the winner.
The next battle is going to be Spiegel versus.
All right, bracket up on the screen here. First and second place battle will be Andrew Shorkey versus Troy Manners. Troy Manners will be the lead car for the first battle, with Andrew Shorkey chasing. Third and fourth place battle will be Aaron Spiegel and Dan Malvazio. Aaron Spiegel will be lead, Malvazio chase for the first battle. All right, we're getting up ready for the third and fourth place battle here.
They can go ahead and do a burnout.
This is the difference of $250 here, so they definitely, and a trophy. So, and Kendall oil versus Wolfhead's oil. So see who gets what. Aaron Spiegel will be lead, and Dan Malvazio will be chase for the first bout.
And they are off. Aaron Spiegel with the lead. Throwing it pretty hard into outer zone 1 here.
Didn't really get the zone there, but we'll see how he does the rest of the.
Dan Malvazio following pretty well.
Pretty big gap there from Aaron. I don't know.
Into the front clipping point, it looks like, wow, there's quite a big gap between these two. Not sure if it's horsepower difference, grip difference, or what, but that was a pretty big gap. I was pretty surprised to see that.
Now we'll see what happens here when they reverse rolls, and there's going the outer one. He didn't hit the zone Spiegel, but the chase definitely wasn't there.
Going a little slow into outer zone 1 there. Not sure what happened there. Let's see how they can come down from touch and go. Looks pretty good. Keeping great proximity. Into outer zone 2. Looking pretty good. Looking like a clean run here from both drivers. Now let's see how close they get in outer zone 3 here. Pretty good. I'd say it's a pretty clean run.
See, Spiegel definitely had the better chase out of the two drivers, but we'll see what the judges have to say. See the replay on the screen there. Spiegel really didn't hit that outer zone 1 either time, but I guess he really did have a pretty good chase there.
So the winner of this run here will determine who gets third and who gets fourth place. So let's see what the judges decide. Looks like Spiegel will take the win, which ensures him third place. Aaron Spiegel with the win in the Corvette.
All right, so yeah, third place went to Aaron Spiegel for $1,000, and Dan Malvazio fourth place for $750.
Alrighty, so we just got some unfortunate news up here in the booth that Troy Manners has blown up that that engine in his car. Super unfortunate. That was such a, such a nice car to watch go. We're gonna have Andrew Shorkey here at a Bye Run. Hopefully, he puts on a good show for us. You gotta love the sound of that Corvette, man. Absolutely ripping it. Trying to hear some limiter on Outer Zone 3 from this Corvette. Hopefully Andrew can make it happen for us. Holy smokes. Let's hear limiter. Come on. Wow. That was one hell of a run he put on for us. What an awesome car. We are strongly encouraging Andrew Shorkey to come blow donuts, and I'm talking big old donuts in the middle of the track after we do the announcement here for who's going to take first place, second place, and third. Alrighty, so we are going to announce the winners in just a moment here. Hang tight with us as we grab all the prizes and the trophies and all that good stuff. We are also pushing a car over, and you know, so hang tight with us here. Push. Alrighty, so we're going to announce the winners now. We got Aaron Spiegel in third place. Aaron Spiegel, third place. Let's give him a round of applause. Troy Manners coming in second place with a blown engine. Let's give him a round of applause, and especially everyone who helped push his car over there. And then our Great Lakes ProAm Series 3 winner, Mr. Andrew Shorkey. Let's give it up. Alrighty, let's get a smoky burnout for everyone up there, our winners. We want to see some tires light on fire, boys. Come on. Let her eat. Alrighty, thank you very much, everyone, joining us on the live stream. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for everyone that came out and watched the event today. And we will see you next time.